So, hello, everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I am sitting here with Donovan, the recovering Democrat Saadiq, and it is the Demetra K Show, where we promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people, with the emphasis on even, because we are great people, but we can always strive to do better. Like I said, big giant thank you to Donovan for sitting here with us. And let's see, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, you are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you viewers, but you are family, and sometimes we do share the link. But if we do share the link, and you look like this, please show me this. And if you want to go back to that, you can. And that's, of course, if I've never seen you on here before. And if you want to go back to having it blanked out like I have it here, you could do that. Just know that I am the only one that can see you. Not even Donovan, until we bring you up to the big screen. Also, let's ask that we are all respectful to each other on the platform and in the comment section. So we are going to be talking about Taraji P. Henson, who is an actress, saying that we better show up before they take Juneteenth away for good. And of course, I'll show you guys a snippet of her on The View in just a minute. So let's see, who do we have on here? Shirley, how you doing? I did read y'all comments before we came on here. Corey, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Zakiah, what's going on with you? Bape Rax, I hope you're doing well. And well, how are you? Michael, how you doing? Long time no see. Abdul, how are you? Sparkling for Jesus, I hope you're well. Judge, what's going on with you? And let's see here. Troy, how are you? Avenge the Ancestors, I hope you're doing well. And Sister Marcella, what's going on with you? And Pam, hope you are doing well. Yes, it is raining here. So Donovan, what say you? I always forget to bring my face back.
Well, that's a good way to go, where you could roll your eyes and all that other stuff that you do so well. You guys, welcome back to the show. It's great to have you. Where is Walter Wednesdays is what I call this area. Just always please keep Walter in your prayers and in your minds. Everybody needs a little prayer every now and then. It doesn't hurt, right? Anyway, you guys see the scrolling banner at the bottom. If you guys want to donate, that is a way you guys can donate to the Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, cash, check, credit card, however you want videos. Don't forget to download the African Diaspora News Channel app. You can get it at Google Play and also at the Apple Store. This year, the African Diaspora News Channel people are with Brother Phil. They are going to Ethiopia, so you guys might want to look into that to see where they're going. If you can't go to Ethiopia this year, they're going to be doing something, I'm very sure, next year as well. So, just be geared up for the next trip for next year. Something to look forward to. I didn't see this clip today, Demetra, in regards to Taraji P. Henson. She was the lady that was crying about not getting paid in The Color Purple and all that other stuff like that. I get it. She's a beautiful woman, very talented actress, awesome in Empire, even though I never saw one episode of Empire, but she is a very talented actress. Much respect to her, but let's see what this thing is about. I'll give you my honest opinion.
Yes, indeed. And so, of course, we'd be remiss to not mention that it is Juneteenth. I hope this weather don't get to acting crazy, but if it does, I'll come back on my phone. So it is Juneteenth. Of course, Juneteenth is the celebration of when they say the last slaves in Galveston, Texas, got the word that they were free. Now, it was General Gordon Granger who issued Special Field Orders number 3. And said, hey, the proclamation was signed in 1863 by that of President Abraham Lincoln. Now, I learned something new. I did a little bit more brushing up on Juneteenth, basically saying that the Emancipation Proclamation didn't free all of the slaves. It only dealt with the slaves that were in the immediate Confederacy, because
in rebellion.
There were different confederacies all over. And so in order for those confederacies to relent, if you will, now remember, Confederacy were the ones that was for slavery, right? So in order for them to relent and say, okay, we're going to free the slaves, they had to be captured by the Union. Okay, so Texas had its own union. And in fact, it says that the Emancipation Proclamation only freed about 500,000 enslaved people, and there were a total by almost 4 million. And so the majority of our ancestors were not free. Again, the Union, the confederacies that they were in had to be captured. And so that didn't take place in Texas until 1865. And then, of course, the Special Field Orders were issued. It's also said that the first Juneteenth celebration took place a year later in 1866. And then people mostly predominantly in the South have been celebrating Juneteenth ever since. Now, of course, we know that President Joe Biden signed into a federal holiday, if you will, Juneteenth celebration 2021. Now, keeping in mind, the federal is different from the states and even the cities, right? So a lot of states are like, no, we're not going to acknowledge it, which means that you get paid for that day off, right? So it's slowly going through. It's almost like that a Martin Luther King holiday, where some states was like, well, we're not going to celebrate it. I think all of them do now, but it took a while. So anyway, Taraji P. Henson was on The View, and she was having a conversation with the ladies in celebration, I guess, to Juneteenth. Now, this is is not the actual moving of it, for obvious reasons. So I'm going to put this up here, and then we'll have a conversation from that point.
Celebrating it across the country for a long time. People have been celebrating.
It's the day that slavery ended.
Yeah.
Right. Just in case.
I get it.
There's some white people out there.
That might not.
That the last slaves found out.
And some black people that don't know either. But listen, I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say it once.
Yeah.
We better start celebrating.
Yeah.
Because there is an agenda that's trying to take it.
That's right.
So it means more now than it's ever meant before. Because we got to show up and fight for it.
Yes.
So that we can keep it very serious.
Exactly.
What we're up against. It keeps me up at night. I'm counting on humanity, though.
Yeah.
Listen,
Let's hope it'll come.
It's all on us.
Yeah.
It's all on us, and it's up to us what country we want to live in.
Yeah.
There you
It's
go.
getting to that point. But there are a lot of people who don't have a bag to grab and go.
Mm-hmm. No, not a bag to grab. Because if you go, then you're giving it over to somebody.
That part too.
See, too many people
Fought and died.
Fought and died for this. Oh no.
That's right.
That's right.
All right, so of course y'all heard Sonny Hostin, Whoopi Goldberg, and of course Taraji. They were the ones that were speaking. Now, of course, she says we need to show up and fight for it. Of course, I didn't put that in the title as to not to ring an alarm or anything like that, but fight for it. So she's basically saying that we got to show up and vote for the party that's going to, think that Juneteenth is important. Obviously, that is the Democrats, because they being Joe Biden, who's a Democratic president, signed it after Congress passed it, right? So she also talked about the agenda that's trying to take it away. Of course, we know that's the Republican Party trying to take it away. Of course, I have not read 2025 yet. I do have it. Actually, somebody sent it to me, so I can't remember who it was, but I'd like to thank them. I'm going to start reading it as soon as possible because I want to talk about it. But so again, this is some sort of scare tactic, I guess, if you will, to get us to continue to show up for more of nothing. Of course, as we said, we as Black people have celebrated Juneteenth for a very long time. I'll put up a picture of myself from 2015. Don't laugh at me. That was me in 2015. I was actually at a Juneteenth festival in Riverside, California.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, my mother, she was a writer, God rest her soul, and she was invited to be there every Juneteenth festival that they had, and she taught writing to the people who were there and the children and things like that. And so I was there helping her. I had probably some of her stuff in my hand at that point. And that's when I was a little bit smaller than I am now and very tanned. But yeah, I just wanted to put that picture up because it came up in my memories. I was like, yeah, that was a Juneteenth festival that I attended. So anyway.
You remember the Juneteenth parade here in Riverside was the go-to thing for Black folks in the Inland Empire. Everybody showed up to that.
Right, and the Black History Parade and all of that. I was, performed in that a bunch of times. So anyway, that's that. So Donovan, what say you? And then I'm going to get to the comment section.
Well, first of all, she said we better fight for what she's talking about, fighting for the Juneteenth holiday. They're going to take it away. So what? So what if they take it away? Black people have been celebrating Juneteenth in their individual states that, mostly Texas and Louisiana. Those were the main two ones that basically have a history of it and celebrate it more so than any other state. But I don't really have much to say about this because, again, we were talking yesterday about slave catchers. And once again, even though as great and as pretty as Taraji Henson is, she's a slave catcher. She's putting out fear out there to get you guys to come back on the Democratic plantation because we better do something before they take it away. The fear mongering. This is a modern day slave catcher that they're paroling out constantly. They're paroling them all out, all these entertainers, because Black people love to be entertained, right? I want you guys to ask yourself this. And I sat last night after the show last night, Dimitri, and I really thought about the Democratic Party because I'm a recovering Democrat. So what does that mean? I'm a Democrat, born, raised, whatever, like most Black people. And so I still have an aversion for the Democratic Party, right? Even though I know it's bad for me. But here's what I looked at. I was looking at all over the internet, and I said, what is it that the Democratic Party is actually running on? In this election cycle, what are they running on? They're not running on any policy. It's all fear tactics. You know, where is the vision that they're going to do? It's all Trump's a criminal. He's coming back. They're running on fear. Oh, we're losing the Black vote. When we told them 2 years ago that they were losing the Black vote, everybody laughed at us. Everybody laughed. Now, all of a sudden, they've got all this money to hire these slave catchers to go and get the Black folks and bring them back to the party. I mean, I don't know what else I can say. Now that we've coined that term, it's like now I can, when I see a slave catcher, I see it.
Absolutely. That's exactly what they are. And hello to everybody that came on here. Still, you says where I'm from, we celebrate the 8th of August. And where are you from? Because I know the 5th of August is supposed to be a really, great day that we are celebrating. And that's the Alabama Brawl. We have made that a holiday from now on, right? That's a day to celebrate. So anyway, let's see. I'm going to skip down. Kelvin, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Let's see, Sayla, how you doing? It says, we got way more important things to worry about than a federal holiday stop the cap. Yeah, but that's, as Donovan said, they send slave catchers out there to keep Black people on the plantation by the fear tactics, right? Oh, we got to show up and fight for it. It's like, can anybody say that their lives have been better since we got that holiday officially, on a federal level? Because as many of you guys said, it's something that Black people have been celebrating. So it's like, what are we doing here? But the crazy part about all that is all of these slave catchers will show up on all of these television shows and panels and stuff, but they never really say what Joe Biden is doing for Black people specifically. They always talk about the All Lives Matter infrastructure bill, and they did this, that, and the other. It was like, okay, but did he do that for everybody else? Because we saw yesterday, especially with the anniversary of Doc, I think it was like the 10-year anniversary, whatever. Joe Biden said that if you have a spouse that is undocumented and y'all married, now they can, be fast-tracked through certain stipulations. But for the most part, they'll now be able to be a citizen. And so it's like they're still specifically getting things for them, but they want Black people to continue to show up for more of nothing. It's just so insane at this point. Let's see here. And Albie, how you doing? It says all celebs are compromised for the most part, right? The ones that show up and open their mouths. Brother Abdul says, as far as I'm concerned, it can take it and cut the reparation check, and I can find my own freedom. Exactly, right? In the Mixed Radio, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. And Naama, how you doing? It says, does Taraji not know that Juneteenth in Texas is a holiday for end of slavery, and that Mississippi just ratified slavery in 2013, and Oregon ratified it in 1994. Yeah, I doubt that she knows that. Her only objection was to show up there and celebrate with The View, right? The ladies of The View, to talk about Juneteenth and scare Black people into voting for more of nothing. So,
I was watching a clip from Brother Phil, and the clip was in dealing with the backbone of the Democratic Party. Now you have the backbone of the so-called backbone of the Democratic Party now questioning, the agenda of the Democratic Party. They're like, wait a minute here. You guys are calling us the backbone, but we're not getting anything in regards for our people. That's why I keep telling brothers, and I keep telling you guys, keep talking, keep whatever. People are going to wake up. Where we lead, they will follow. It's just that cut and dry. But now Black women, the backbone of the Democratic Party, are now looking at what's going on, and they're saying, wait a minute, I need more than just being called the backbone of the Democratic Party and the recognition. We need tangibles.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I forgot to even put the picture up there. Yeah, that's when I don't know how much I weighed there. It's probably like 140. I was really small there. That's my going up the mountain and working out 3 times a day. And I had became a vegan, so I was about a year into being a vegan. So I was like real, small. I don't know if I ever get that small again. I was a little bit on the small side for me. Okay, so let's see. Dano, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. And Brother Reggie, what's going on with you? Thunder says, that's right, Brother Donovan. She's another slave catcher. Yeah, that's exactly what they are. And Regina, how you doing? Says, if they take it away, it will be because they weren't able to exploit the holiday. Yeah, so of course she's talking about, I think, the Republican Party. They're going to take it away. But before they gave it to us, quote unquote, that didn't stop Black people from celebrating that holiday. They did it anyway. And in a lot of states, they're not paying people to have the day off. So it's like, as business as usual, right? Beauty with Brain just says, I don't care about the holidays. I care about reparations and anti-Black hate crime bill. Absolutely. DSB, how you doing? Says they can have a Juneteenth, run me my damn money. Exactly. And that's the message we need to stay on. Alex, how you doing? Says Malcolm X warned us about celebrities. He sure did. Freddie B, what's going on with you? Thank you. Let's see who else came on here. Patrick Tyler, how you doing? Says still not voting for Biden. Me either. And Mike Nice, how are you? Hope you are doing well. Quita, what's going on with you? October Opal, I hope you're having a great day. Says we celebrated Juneteenth without them folks for centuries. We do what we want. Exactly. They acting like they just really did something. What good is Juneteenth without a check? And all it is a money grab for the big corporations. And I know here, the celebration that they were supposed to be having, they got moved back to Saturday, obviously because of the rain, right? It's really just been raining all day. So,
yeah, well, I can tell you, I got up early this morning to go to the gym at the mall. And, I'm to each his own, God bless them. But I saw so many older Black women with their corporate shirts, Juneteenth. You could tell they bought it at Walmart, wherever they bought it. And like I said, all it is a corporate holiday. It's another corporate holiday. And I'm going to tell you, the Hispanics, they were in the gym. You know how you guys be in the gym, you be ear hustling and stuff. And they were just talking about, oh man, I got to pay, day off. And this, this. And, it's like they could care less what the holiday means. It's just another day to get some free money.
Right. So, and I mean, and again, like I said, it's for everybody. It's not just for Black people. Like, the rest of y'all go to work. This is only for, and as y'all said, foundational Black Americans, Black Americans, this is only for y'all. They're not saying that. Everybody else is getting celebrated. So it's like, that ain't for us. All them other people wasn't even really celebrating it like that until it got like a, federal holiday. So that they're not doing us no favors. Hello, Queen. Adiyah. I hope I said it right. How you doing, by the way? Let's see. And Ramona, you asked is Walter okay? Yeah, he's doing fine. He's got cancer. It's early stages, so he's just kind of been focusing on that, but he'll be fine. I forbid him not to be. Negroes, how you doing? Says God doesn't want us to vote. Why choose them? They not like us, choose God instead. And speaking of which, it sounds like Kendrick Lamar is going to be having a Juneteenth concert. It's going to be on Amazon Prime, I think today at 6 p.m. Central Time. I'm looking forward to watching that. And Jay, how you doing? Says we do need to show up to vote to keep Juneteenth. Why do we rather need to show up to vote to keep Juneteenth? Laugh out loud, she's a clown. It's more scare tactics, right? It's like we was already celebrating before they gave it to us. So what are you talking about exactly, Taraji? Let's see here. I just want to make sure I get everybody, and then I'll catch back up. Benito, how you doing? Says Dimitri K. Greetings, my queen. With all due respect, our chicken quesadillas are far better. I'll take your word for it. I'm a vegan right now, so I won't be tasting any chicken in the near future or the foreseeable future. In the mix, he says the backbone thing is game just to remind what? Just to mind stroke you mind stroke. Got you. Judge says I just saw a poll that said the couch is leading. I bet couch is becoming quite popular, you know. Extreme says another scare tactic, the Negro tactic, and black people are gonna fall for it. I think a lot of us are starting to say, not this time. I'm not going to do it. I did it before, but I ain't going to do it again, you know?
It's funny that you say that because a lot of people that were, oh, Joe Biden, oh, I voted for him, and they were wearing their shirts and Kamala and the Chucks and the pearls and stuff. I haven't seen one Chuck and pearl shirt, shoe, any of that nonsense. I mean, it's very hard for people to admit when they're wrong. But the fact of the matter is, actions speak so much louder than words. When I don't see the same people that were big up in the Biden administration, and remember that, Demetri, I had those friends that were like, man, he just got in office. Give him time. Give him time.
The ones that deleted me.
Yeah. But you see what I'm saying? And now, once again, we were right. Here it is almost 4 years later, and black people are still waiting for something specific for them, like he did specific for the other groups. He did that within the first 3 months of inauguration. Sad.
Exactly. Abdul says next time she'll be talking about they won't pay her in Hollywood. Black people need to tell her to go talk to Joe Biden and the Democrats. Exactly. Maybe she did.
Yeah, they won't pay us either, Taraji.
Yes, maybe they gave her a little bit of money, said, here, we know that Oprah didn't do you right, but here, go on out there and then round them back up on the plantation, you slave catcher, you.
Yeah, but I have a question. Okay, let's say $500 million is going to outreach to specifically the black community. What accounting person or financial person would be held responsible for throwing that money away because nothing is working? I would be pissed to have to donate that kind of money, and I got less results than I did last time.
Absolutely. It's coming down out there. It is coming down. Hey, Al, he says, don't you dare black people celebrate Juneteenth and then go pop fireworks on 4th of July. Well, come on now.
We got to shoot them bottle rockets. We got to do that, man.
Right. Samaj, how you doing? Says, well, they took hip hop and R&B, country, jazz, disco, rock, and roll away. What's new? Exactly. Troy says, how many black people got a paid day off? I mean, yeah, it's a good question. And PD, how you doing? Says, we have to take a day and get on code. Exactly. And let's see who else showed up here. And Marcella said, what are these people doing on this holiday? They are barbecuing poison food to feed their families and friends. You will not catch people talking about Juneteenth and what it's all about. Yeah, most people don't even know nor care. Some people just got a free day off. Lauren, she says, I'm from Alabama, Huntsville to be exact. And Juneteenth has always been celebrated before they made it a holiday. Absolutely.
Huntsville, that's Rocket USA. I think they just moved Geological Survey up there. They're turning that Huntsville area. It's a big Army arsenal up there where all the missiles are at and designed. Nice big military area.
Absolutely. Jupiter, how you doing? Says Roly Poly is not aware of that couch. He's speaking volumes, and these boule shills know their time is up. Yeah, he knows about the couch. He just don't want to talk about it too much, but he's not going to have a choice but to do it. Let's see. Sparkling for Jesus says, I agree with Donovan. Actions do speak louder. Absolutely. Oops. All right. Who else came on here? Queenie says, he has all the time in the world. Babylon, Europe won't allow America to do anything for melanated people. Yes, indeed. And Zenobia, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. You're not too late. And Michael, he says, Asians, Hispanics, and them folks are upset about black people catching up with them due to losing control over black people. Yeah, and you think they're mad now? Just keep waiting. We are waking up.
You know what's crazy? Because it's a Juneteenth holiday and a lot of cities are going to be having like parades and stuff like that. because we don't have the businesses that we should have in our community, you're going to see the Asians have a little, food stand. You're going to see the Mexicans have their food stand. Everybody's going to capitalize. See what I'm saying? We're the hottest thing going. Everything, and it's just so sad because here in Riverside, where I live, there are more ethnic other stands than there are actual Black stands. I mean, there's a few of us, but we're just basically, we're not existent.
Y'all might be losing me. If you do, I'm gonna come back on my phone.
Don't worry, I can helm the show.
That's what I'm afraid of. We'll see. But if that happens, Donovan, I feel a strong J moment coming on. Reality with GP, how you doing? Said just got here but can't stay long because that was my air conditioner that turned off. I thought my power had went off. He said just got here but can't stay too long because I'm going to hit the gym in 30 minutes. You guys plan on sharing the link. I have a few crucial points of discussion on the subject. Not today because we won't be here that long. We're trying to shorten it down just a little bit so that you guys can go and do other stuff and we can too. That was a good point Al made about 4th of July, our people weren't free. 4th of July 1776, right? That's when in America was free, but we were still in them chains. So absolutely good point. Enlighten, how you doing? It says they're making Juneteenth a national holiday, has done nothing but make it marketing gimmick. Yep, we celebrated without their permission. We should only support and attend the celebration by us. Yes, indeed. And Thunder says they say give him time, and then they say he doesn't have to do anything for us, and then they turn around and say vote for him if you want something. Then they say give him time, and then they say absolutely.
And if you don't vote, then you definitely won't get nothing. Nothing
right.
From nothing leaves nothing. You got to have something if you want to get.
We're confused. Team Truth, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Carlton, what's going on? She says I have no idea what it's all about. It sounds like another trick holiday. It's a celebration of the last slaves that were enslaved being free. And the other thing that I learned is actually Henry Louis Gates. I was actually watching him. He says it's not that the slaves didn't know they were free. He says because there was this thing called the grapevine, right? A word traveled through the grapevine to other plantations and even states. And he says the Confederacies, like in the deep South, if you will, when they were conquered, the slave owners would take their slaves and they would flee to other states that hadn't been conquered by the Union yet. And Texas was one of them. So then those slaves got here and was like, he's free, right? But so he said word would travel. So it's not like the slaves didn't know, they just were not free yet.
Yeah. And another reason why Lincoln, a lot of people don't know this, why Lincoln, and I learned this in the military war college, whatever. But another reason why he freed the slaves in the rebellious states, because Maryland, they weren't free. And I think Tennessee, they weren't free. Because remember, Andrew Johnson, a Democrat, was the vice president, and he came from Tennessee. That had slaves over there. And that thing, they were still free, whatever it is, in the rebellious states. So they still had slaves. The reason why he did that, like Lincoln was hoping that, knowing that those slaves have been freed, insurrection behind the lines. Some of the slaves would just be like, hey, I'm free. Let me just get out of here and break out and go and cause chaos. And that would have helped the war effort.
Yes, indeed. And I saw someone said that Carter G. Woodson is actually the reason for Juneteenth. Carter G. Woodson is the reason for Black History Month. Juneteenth was celebrated, they said, a year after Galveston got the word, so 1866. But I think maybe you meant Black History Week it was, and then month. But I could be wrong, so please correct me if I am. Okay, so let's see who else came on here. Facts Not Feelings, how you doing? I hope you're having a fabulous day. Michael says, Demetra and Donovan, although I don't agree with Walter on some issues, please tell him that I wish him well. Thanks. Oh, yeah, I absolutely will. Walter's still up and running around doing his thing. He's going to be all right. He is a fighter.
All you got to do is say dollars and cents. Walter is fine. Okay. Walter is fine.
Right. Okay. He gonna, yeah. he gonna be here longer than us, right? And Cap J, how you doing? It says, yet the illegals get tangibles and ain't voted for nobody. Exactly. Esoteric Wiz, how you doing? It says, so based on that, it doesn't matter if we vote or not. Exactly. So it's like, what are you talking about? But of course, we know the ladies of The View, they're very liberal and all of that. And
that's a Democratic show, propaganda show.
Yeah, and they just, the part that makes me mad about it all. Hey, Norris, I hope you're doing well. He says, I've been cussing out all slave catchers. Part about that makes me mad the most is that they think we're stupid. Like, really? You mean to tell me if we don't vote, we're not going to be able to sell? It's like, that's their mistake in thinking that we're stupid. It's like, it's not working no more. You know what I mean? The fear tactics not working. Y'all need to really come on and say, okay, you know what? We got Whoopi. Hey, listen, we got off the word with Joe, off the phone with Joe Biden, and he's issuing reparations check. Other than that, Whoopi can, go do whatever Whoopi does. Let's see here. Born to Raise Hell. How you doing? I like that name. Mr. Newman, what's going on with you? Says, has Taraji said anything about reparations or anti-black hate crime bill? I haven't heard her say anything at all. So it's election.
Has any of them said anything about reparations other than Steve Harvey? You ain't gonna get it. That's the only thing. If it isn't a no, they won't say nothing about it.
And Kamala was sitting up there looking like you, Mr. Potato Head. See, we were just gonna gloss all over the word reparation, and here you come trying to be Mr. Funny Man, and now everybody, thinking about you telling them, yeah, now I'm not gonna do something just for anybody, because that was Kamala, right? And so Steve kind of did his own little adaptation of it, and here we are again. So thank you, Steve. That was actually a good reminder for us not to show up. A different view. How you doing? I hope you're doing well. Let's see here. I jumped up. I hate when it does that. Okay. Ramona says, we love Walter. We will definitely keep him, you and your family in prayers. Where those candles at? I would love to buy some to support him. We need a show to dedicate to Walter. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, he's still doing the candles and stuff as well. We have to get him back up here.
Whenever he hears that Cash App ding, he just feels so much better.
Right. Catch hip hop. I know I said that wrong. You're gonna have to forgive me. Donovan, what does it say? You're a good reader.
Kitschy hip hop.
See, that good old education you got paying off for something. I never subscribed to getting hooked on phonics, so maybe that's what happened to me. But anyway, he says, only Black woman voice credible for politics. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. There's some more out there.
Yeah, I taught her everything she knows because, like I said, she was all about, liberalism and all that. When it comes to politics, I had to really.
Yeah, before I was like
remedial.
Like Madam, what was her name? Hattie McDaniels. I don't know nothing about birthing no babies. What's that? Politics? So thank you, Donovan. Hey, Kisha, how you doing? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well. Lady Blue, what's going on with you? You haven't missed anything. Born to Raise Hell. We just kind of talking right now. Ragnar says Whoopi real name is Karen Johnson, and that's what we should call her, Karen. You're right. You're absolutely right. My daughter loves Whoopi Goldberg. She always has, even from a small child. She loved all the movies. Jumping Jack Flash was her favorite. She couldn't have been no more than 5 watching it, just cracking up. But, Whoopi is not a stranger to doing something, to appease white supremacy. I mean, she had a man show up to the Friars Club and they roasted her. And he's wearing blackface, Ted Danson. And she just thought it was so funny.
And defended him.
Yeah. Shireen, how you doing? Thank you. Love and appreciate you for that. He says, I'm going to buy my house in the hood with my Second Amendment rights. By myself, aging gracefully. Yeah, you're going to need that. You're going to need your Second Amendment rights. You muted.
Oh, read Only Pamela's Way comment about Hillary.
What you think about Hillary? What you think about Hillary as VP?
They are floating the idea of dropping Kamala because of her unpopular. She's still more unpopular than Joe Biden. This is in the rumor mill, whatever the deal is. But they're thinking that, to get a bump in the, to get a bump in the ticket, to drop Kamala and put Hillary on there. And I was just telling Pamela, that doesn't make, that shows you how crazy and desperate the Democrats are. Why would you nominate Hillary Clinton, who lost to Donald Trump, and put her on the ticket and act like, yeah, that's a winning ticket right there? Biden and Hillary. That's how desperate they're getting. That's how desperate they're getting.
I mean, I don't even know why they would do it. Like you said, she lost in 2016, and Michelle Obama was mad at us because we didn't show up for Hillary like we did her husband. And in fact, they have placed some of the blame on Black people, saying that if we would have showed up more, then Trump wouldn't have gotten the White House. So it's like, if we didn't show up for Hillary in 2016, what makes you think we're going to show up for her now? Especially all this information out there about how she called our boys super predators, and she was spearheading all of the things that she's done, especially to she was there for the murdering of Gaddafi. And just the whole
the destabilization of the Haiti thing.
So it's like,
and then everybody keeps forgetting Hillary is 76 years old. How is this going to address the ageism question that we're having in all of these candidates? These baby boomers and silent generation people, they just won't leave.
And as Farrakhan says, she's an evil woman. You think Trump was bad or Biden, Hillary, now she don't hesitate on nothing, so yeah, they're purposely, I think, trying to throw the election. And Daryl, how you doing? Let's see, did I skip any? Bobby, what's going on with you? He says, if y'all don't vote Couch 2024, they will put y'all back in chains. That is too funny. All right, let's see here. I'm at the bottom so I can start reading the comments again. Hey, Frank, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Judge said, where the moderators at? They're here. What's going on? Is something I need to pay attention to? Zenobia says, you know how Steve was on Family Feud talking about all the money he got? That's his check. I guess so, right? In Complex Blackness.
Well, yeah, you could have a check like that when you're married to the trap queen of Memphis. Yeah, you could do it.
Y'all need to leave Marjorie on out of it. The truth is this one. If I didn't already, how you doing? It says, if we don't force them to give us reparations before the election, how can we realistically trust any of them? Exactly. Undisputed Truth, how you doing? It says, Biden is granting citizenship to illegals. Vote Trump. Trump is the only one voicing concern, I think, over the damage of illegals on Black America. That he is doing. He is doing that in the mixed radio. He says Biden is unpopular as well. Mike C says Obama is, he say he's a tethered. In a sense, he's not. Because I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to set up a beehive. His mom was from here. His daddy is not, but he is born here. So I don't know if that counts. I'm not too sure. I'm not well versed on how that works. So Blanche, how you doing? Says the bump is going to be Michelle. I mean, anything could happen, right? Logic and Reason podcast, how you doing? Says we already said we don't want her, right? So why would they even put her on there? That'd be crazy. Ramona says we don't want to do other stuff. We are here for as long as you will have us. Okay. Let's see. Darren, how you doing? Says let Steve get his money. Biden just to prove another $50 billion to Ukraine. So cut our check. No reparation. No voting. Couch time. Exactly.
No, stop right there. I'm gonna have to correct you. How are we gonna pay for it? How are we gonna pay for reparations? Everybody else, unlimited checkbook. Here you go. Here you go. Here you go. There's no study. Nothing's done for anybody else. When money needs to be dispersed, there is no study done. The experts aren't brought in. The accountants aren't brought in. None of that. But when it comes to reparations, how are we going to pay for it? I'll be damned. I'll be responsible for what my ancestors did 300 years ago. All these excuses, and we let them get away with it. That's what kills me.
Yeah, that's what they ain't going to give it to us. But like somebody said, they just, send some more money to Ukraine. But Black people, you ain't going to get it. So stop talking about all this foolishness. That's what Steve Harvey said. And Kesha says, America, Haiti, Africa, etc. We do not need Hillary or Bill in the White House again. Absolutely. And I think she's going to be worse than Biden.
And I want to do a special announcement, you guys. Keisha, she comes on the show every now and then. She's been missing in action. I know it's summertime. She's probably out there, doing her summer thing and doing like that. Be on the lookout for her podcast, because I know she's working behind the scenes on a podcast. The girl is fire. So be on the lookout for Keisha's podcast.
Absolutely. Team Truth, it says Hillary will put out a contract on you if you cross her the wrong way. So it seems, yikes.
That's true. People have ended up deleted for some strange reason.
Zenobia says, all who cares about any of them folks, really? KR, how you doing? He says they will backdoor her to the presidency. Okay, right, because Biden has already got one foot on the grave and one on a banana peel. So it's like, you might be on to something.
And have you guys heard Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson? He is going to form a reparations study in the city of Chicago. Now, have you guys noticed in all of these major cities where they've done reparations studies, just about majority of the people that are on the board to do the study are either advocates, pastors, or political appointees. So he's going to take $500,000 to give to these people, your tax dollars, give to these people to do an unrealistic study, and nothing's going to be done. But it's going to get you guys, oh, they're doing a study. Yay!
How much studying did they need to do when he was giving all that money to migrants? It's just smoke and mirrors. And Alex says Hillary made a presentation at the Tony Awards when she came on the stage. Black people went crazy. I bet they did too. They was like they saw the second coming of Jesus. It's crazy.
Well, good thing Bill wasn't there to be like when they saw Willie Brown at the Sacramento State Capitol.
Don't start. Because I was brought in on the madness against my will, okay? Me and Donovan was at Sacramento, the Capitol, and they were going to lobby the assemblymen, people, whatever. It was a NAACP, the youth chapter there in Riverside. So Donovan and I took a 19,000 hour bus ride from, the Southern California to Northern California. And I was like, Donovan,
while the NAACP president and her friends flew.
We on the bus with no Wi-Fi. It was hot. They had a trough of chicken.
No bathroom.
No bathroom. It's just a lot going on that bus. And Donovan,
a funky teen.
I was sitting on one side of the bus, had my own row. Donovan was sitting on the other side, and every once in a while, I would glance over, and Donovan was.
I was heated. I was freaking heated.
So anyway, wait, y'all got to hear this story, okay? I know we told it before, but this is a good one. All right, so we endured the bus ride from hell, and we left at night. And we had to make a few stops to pick up other people. So we stopped in Los Angeles, and this fool talk about. This lady got on the bus, and listen, I'm just telling you the story as it happened. This lady, she's a real chocolate sister, got on the bus. Her hair was probably this color, and thank you so much, more threads. You say, hey, Demetri, Donovan is taking away a holiday, going to put a dent in the black gap, get reparations, help with inflation, or even help her get roles she's been crying over. Black candles matter, absolutely, and thank you once again. So the lady's hair was about this color. Mind you, she was a really dark chocolate sister. So she gets on and she sits right in front of Donovan. And I'm like, out of all the places you could have sat. So he's ranting and raving to me. He says, we picked up a Morlock from Los Angeles. So mind you, we finally get to Sacramento. It's the morning time. We have had it up to here. So we get off the bus. They had a hotel room, but it was just one, right? And so you could go and take a shower. So anyway, we're getting off the bus. We had our bag or whatever, and they must have thought, I don't know, we were teenagers or something. And this one sister, Donovan's going to the bathroom, and she says, "Hey, where you going? You ain't supposed to leave yet." And when I tell you this, turned around with his bag on his shoulder. He says, "I'm a grown man and I'm going to the bathroom. Do you mind?" And she goes, oh, I'm sorry. So nevertheless, we up in the convention, they making all these things that we supposed to go into these assembly member people and ask them stuff. So we're just really over it at this point. So I don't know if this was before or after. Donovan and this other gentleman, he's in the military too. They're they're veterans, and they're talking about different stuff. And the lady who was over the thing, she's an old sister too, from the stage. Now, mind you, this is a big old room. I think she was on the stage. Yeah, she was on stage. And she told Donovan and the guy, "Y'all need to be quiet." "Y'all need to be quiet. We trying to do something." Donovan was so bad. I was like, "Don't you do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it."
If it wasn't for Demetra and I didn't want to embarrass Demetra, I was heated. I was heated.
Don't do it. So, all right, bet. Donovan calmed down, but he did be quiet. So we got to, we was doing what we was doing. And it's like Michael Jackson showed up or something. All the older women, Willie Brown is out there. And I'm like, oh, it wasn't registering to me because I'm not thinking Willie Brown. They was Willie Brown. And I got dragged by one of the older ladies to come out there and take a picture. And I was like, oh my God. So, all right, fine. We go all through the Capitol, different people's offices, talking to them about the little, whatever it was we were talking about. This fool here, he takes off. He just takes off. He's like, "I'm not doing it." He takes off and just roaming around Sacramento on his own. So finally we get back and we have to present everything that we learned. Nobody wanted to do the presentation. So I got up and did it. And I don't know, I said something. I think I mispronounced somebody's name or something. And that same older lady from the crowd yells at me, "That's not how you say the name. Say it right. Say it right." I lost it. And I put the paper down. I was like, "Y'all do it." So Donovan starts laughing. He was like, see. We were over it. I was like, never again. It was so bad, y'all.
I was going to fly back to Southern California. That's how bad it had gotten.
And he was going to buy me a ticket to fly back with him. Okay, I don't care what. But anyway, yeah, that's some nonsense more than anything. Hey, Rain, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. All right, I'm gonna skip down to the bottom because I talked a lot. The reality with GP says the weather knocked my lights off for a few minutes. They just came back on. What I missed. Ooh, we ain't got time to tell you everything that you missed, but hopefully you caught up. Thank God that didn't happen here because I'd have been mad. Thunder, you say the only reason Kamala Harris is there because Black women said they wanted a woman of color. If they replace her, he will definitely lose. Exactly. She was used.
Yeah, she's
right?
a DEI hire. She's a DEI hire. Exactly.
If you want to look at it that way, Zenobia, thank you so much. I love it. Appreciate you for that. Michael M., how you doing? Let's see. And Royce, how are you? Says y'all are not talking about these folks wanting to send young men to war and this thing about taking away rights. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. Actually, I'm going to get into it a little bit more. Got you, Donovan. Thank you. I'm going to do a video on it for the African Diaspora News channel. But yeah, we do need to talk about that. But we talked about it a little bit yesterday. So more people need to know exactly
yes, the ladies need to sign up, get your names registered. We're talking equality. Y'all keep talking. This is what equality gets you guys, ladies. You guys are now going to be subjected to the draft because that provision is sitting on the Senate desk somewhere like that. And they want women to sign up just as much as they want these men to sign up, because if we're going against China and these major countries, we don't have enough bodies. There's not enough men in the United States that are going to be able to fight a war like that.
Yeah, they've been doing a study for a very long time. I don't know if it's been 60 years, the HR 40s that we talking about, but it feels like it, right? So yeah, they don't need to study. They know what they owe us. Sanchez, how you doing? Says take Juneteenth. We didn't ask for it to be a national holiday. I have to work today. My company didn't honor this day. What the F, bug eye? You crazy. Henson talking about exactly. A lot of people didn't get that day off. It was just okay, you know. Arneva says, give me $500,000 and I'll study it. Exactly. They could just give that to us. Frankie says, I see why people say certain things about us. Yes, indeed. And Frederick, how you doing? Says Black folks a sweet lick for the Democrats. Yeah, we need to knock that off, right? And Celeste, how you doing? He says, as Black America, we have to be very aware of Project 2025. These people are very serious. They're already implementing it in the red states. Yeah, I promise y'all I'm going to read it. I need to be a little bit more disciplined. I haven't read a thing since this doggone tornado happened about a month ago. A book, I should say. But I am going to read it. Let's see who else is on here new. And I know Donovan is looking at the comments. We got about another 10 minutes. Rashawn, how you doing? Says no study for LGBTQ. Yep. And Celeste says this election is not about Trump. It's about Republicans taking control of the White House. Then they will be able to execute Project 2025 all over. Yeah. And I haven't read it, so forgive me. I probably shouldn't speak to it. But what rights do we enjoy now? If you don't mind me asking, as Black people, how is life going to be that much more different if they implement some of the things, I guess, Project 2025? How is our life going to change from what it is now? If you don't mind me asking. It's like I got to the bottom. Okay, let's see. Greater achievements. How you doing? Mike, thank you so much. He says, when WW3 jumps off, most of the illegals are going to run back to their countries. They better not. You better come on and lace up your bootstraps is what you better do. And Judge, he says, you're an Army vet. Well, thank you for your service. October Opal, thank you so much for the super sticker. Love and appreciate you for that. Let's see. Sirius Ryan says, no study for Brett Favre. Better not say his name too loud because he around there suing people, right? Is he still suing Umar Johnson for talking about him and stuff? Okay, let's see. I'm so behind in these comments. It's crazy. Dorothy, how you doing? Says, hello, I'm showing up late, but they can have the fake holiday. I want a hate crime bill and lineage-based reparations. Absolutely. Miss Sweet Talks, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Chef B, what's going on? And Erica, how you doing? Says, no, appreciate her speaking out about Oprah. But as she's trying to get back in their good graces by trying to get us to vote, she's tripping is what it is. Yeah, you know what? That might be her. Yeah, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have never spoke out about Queen Oprah. Ooh, what I need to do. So you might be on to something. You might be on to something. Tasha, how you doing? Says Taraji is the same Black woman that prays and worship Cardi behavior. Yeah, wasn't she dancing with her or something like that?
And if you think about it, you haven't really seen any movies with Taraji in a minute.
You ain't gonna say her name right at all. Like, say it with me.
Taraji, Beyonce, Chiquaqua. You know, so I'm just.
Miss Sweet says, I'm not signing up for the armed forces. I need my son to go enlist. Oh, damn.
Yeah, right now, as the order stands, if you're under 27 years old, you are subjected to the selective service.
So you mean I still got to sign up?
No, you're way too old. Way too old.
You don't think I can fake it? I need me some good benefits.
But if it gets desperate enough, they'll raise those numbers.
How high? Because 35 is
as high as they need it. As high as they need it.
Oh yeah, send me to war. I'm like they over there.
Yeah, you guys remember in World War II when the Nazis were trying to defend Berlin? There was nothing but old men and women defending and little kids defending Berlin. That's how bad it could get.
I remember that. But yeah, but like Donovan and them, they over there. That all them, they over there. Elwin, how you doing? Says, number one, is Black people in America starting all these wars? Number two, why should Black people fight against any country? Number three, what will Black people do when the draft is reinstated? Good question. Honey Brown Sugar, how you doing? Says, allocating money to foreigners while simultaneously neglecting U.S. citizens should be illegal. I totally agree with you. Jay in store, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Carmen, what's going on with you? Who else came on here? Royce, did I say hello to you? If I didn't, it says, please talk about the Handmaid's Tale. Women will be subjected to having children against our will.
What's wrong with that? Just joking. Just kidding. Just kidding.
I just know that, and listen, I know there's some cases where it just has to happen, right? Trust me. There should be exceptions. Then, I can't tell anybody what to do with their body, and maybe I'm just a little weird. But if you don't want the babies, don't make the babies. I get it. There's some circumstances, medical issues, rape, which they said is less than 2% of women reporting. That's why they need that. But a lot of that is in our control. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. And I probably said too much. Forgive me. Bobby says, I'm here campaigning hard for the couch. Vote Couch 2024. Let's see who else came on here. Buck Horse, how you doing? It says, anti-Black hate crime bill is going to change America overnight. Trust me. Well, we hope to see. Got you, Donovan. We got 5 minutes left. So let me skip down some more. Damon, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. Who else came on here? KP from KC says, we too old, y'all. For now, right? For now, we're too old. Who else got something to say? Yeah, we really trying to cut it down so that we're not here forever. I apologize. And Shireen says, what if you're in college? Do you still have to go to war during the draft?
Yes, there's not a draft. It's a selective service. All the selective service does is gives the government, it IDs the government people that are eligible to be drafted. If we have enough young people, young men, then they say, okay, these are the numbers that we got to work with. And that's what it is. You don't get any benefits from it. You're just a good example. Walter's my age. Walter is most likely registered for the selective service. Most likely. He hasn't been called to do anything. And now he's too old. So it's just a way that they can see what kind of numbers they have in case of mass destruction war.
So he says Biden is leading in the polls. I guess it just depends on what polls you read, but how much? Rock Bush, how you doing? She says the biggest threat to Zerel is the Black youth. Well, there's the genocide that won't be protested. Stay here. And Brother Sammy says, question that came to mind: how can the 1% super rich control the 99% for all these years when the majority can just make it right? Yeah, that's kind of how it's always been, and it shouldn't be that way because that's a plantation. If you think about America, it's a big old giant plantation. White folks, y'all are on the plantation too, whether you know it or not. But like I said, you got the 1% that's controlling everybody else. So maybe we should spread that word. Y'all on the plantation too. Maybe they'll see it differently. No, Go Fives. Nah, they can't put no baby in here. If you do, it's gonna be some of divineness or something. Lady Diana, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Let's see. Am I making it to the bottom? And more thread says, if they take it away, nothing will change. We didn't ask for a holiday. We asked for tangibles like reparations and hate crime bill. They know this, and that fair tactics are not working. You better believe it. Sean, how you doing? Says shalom to both of you. Are you all aware of the FEMA camps in all 50 states allegedly for descendant? I heard about them. I don't know how true they are. I mean, anything's possible, right?
Yeah, the funny thing is everybody keeps talking about these FEMA camps. There are no FEMA camps. What you're identifying is these old bases that have been closed that could be used for FEMA's emergency protection stuff. Nothing's been built. We haven't built nothing in this country of significance for over 60 years.
And you would know. Kitschy Hip Hop, did I say that right? Says there are 80 Black governments in the world. Black people in America will eventually get it together and develop their own parties and states of government when they realize their life depends on it. Yep, we will not have a choice. So let's see. Donovan and Renard, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. I hear that rain kicking up. It's like, ooh. Let's see who else has something to say. Michael says, Demetri, I like yours. I don't have no Southern accent. I have Southern California. But I don't know. Maybe I am starting to get one. Jayan says, have y'all seen the TikTok white kids say they are not going? Oh, I believe it. I believe they are not. We're in trouble. Just put it that way.
Real quick, Jay Store says, I won't pass the drug test. If it gets that bad where they got to go to a draft, they won't care if you're on drugs. Just like during our Middle Eastern wars, they let gang members in. The army was lowering the standards. They lowered the standards and let these people in. They need bodies. So you not passing a drug test is not what drug is. I mean, marijuana right now is technically legal in the United States. You don't think that they're not going to let you come in as a past marijuana user? Of course they will, if they need the bodies.
Yeah. I'm just, I don't have to worry about that. Okay. Y'all good luck with that.
Yeah. Goofies, I hope I said that right. Goofies says bones spurs work. If it worked for Trump, it should work for you.
Yeah. I got a whole a rap sheet thing. I'm like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. Go home. Damon says California charging $800,000 for those home box houses, screwing the taxpayers. Or the homeless box houses. Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that was a whoever city and approved that stuff. That was a major gift to their donors, and this is how they spread your tax dollars around. It's a big old scheme. How they just, oh, this is a contractor. It's your brother. Have you guys ever noticed when it comes to your streets have to be redone almost every year, every 2 years? And now, have you guys noticed that on airports, if airports operated like streets did, you'd have mass catastrophic accidents on runways all over the United States. So ask yourself, why is it that the runways never have to be repaired like maybe every 10 years? They might be repaired every 10 years. You want to know why? It's the material that they use. They use the right, really reinforced material. They could use that same material on these roads where they don't have to be repaired every so many years. It wouldn't matter if a truck is rolling over them or not. But what they do is they use the most cheapest stuff that they can use so that they can get the contract for the next year and the next year and the next year. And that's how the money keeps flowing into Uncle Rufus's pocket, Cortez's pocket, and so-and-so's pocket.
Absolutely. Hello, Janice. So anyway, hey, Sister Shirley, we're about to get on out of here. We're trying to be very timely in our approach. That's to not waste y'all time. So anyway, we'll be back here on Sunday for the Demetri K Show, where we will be live. Trying to think, is there anything else I need to talk about? And hopefully we'll talk about something just as interesting. But in the meantime, you guys, please have a great rest of your evening. And if you guys want to, you can help donate to the channel. We love and appreciate you. And for those of you guys who already did, thank you so much. And if you just liked or subscribed to the channel, that is much appreciated as well. So in the meantime, you guys have a great, great rest of your evening.
Keyword, slave catcher. When you see people like these celebrities coming out, what you're looking at is a slave catcher.
Thank y'all. We love you. Peace.